Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Embroidery Garden's October demo, Let's Design a Halloween Banner. I wanted to hang the banner up so you could get a look at it. I know you can't really see it because of the things behind it, but I wanted it to be up here. I will be taking it down and bringing it underneath the camera so you can get a close-up look of it. And I just want to welcome everyone coming in today. I see lots of people coming in. Great. I got Janet, I got Star, I got Teresa. Wow, the names are flying. Hi, Beth. Thanks for joining me. Peggy, Murtis, thank you. And Murtis has already got her hashtag garden in. I will be doing a giveaway later on at the end of the demo. All you have to do is type in hashtag garden and you will be entered into the drawing. Just do it one time. That's all you need. Actually, the program that's gathering the information kicks out. If you do it more than one time, it's just going to kick out the other ones. So I see a bunch of people coming in. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Ann. Rhonda, good morning. Thanks for joining me. All right. So as I do every live or, the beginning of every demo, I go over a few things that are coming up while people are still rolling in. So what do we got upcoming? On the 23rd of October, Caroline is continuing her holiday series, and she's going to be repeating the holiday trivet class. This is a virtual class. We do it through Zoom. If you're in my group, you've probably seen the pictures. So that's the 23rd. Then on the 30th, she's going to be repeating the clothesline. It's a square clothesline bowl. And on this one, I'm trying to copy something here. And on this one, she gives you a way of how to change the dimensions to fit over or under a casserole dish, one of those clear casserole dishes. Really, really cool. That's happening on the 30th. Any of the classes that you want to attend, you can sign up by going to embroiderygarden.com. On the menu bar that's going across the top, click on classes, virtual classes, and then on the page are all the ones that we have open at this time. Let's see what else is happening. On November 3rd, I'm going to be at the Houston Quilt Festival. This year, we got a group of girls going. Going to kind of be a little bit different. It's going to be fun. I've got Caroline, Molly, and Michelle are all joining me there. It's running from basically the 2nd through the 5th. I'm going to definitely be in the All Brands booth on the 3rd because I'm going to be doing a demo on the Brother Luminaire XP3 on the All Brands stage at 12:30. So we'll kind of be hanging at the booth then. If any of you are coming to the Quilt Festival, send me an email or a message and, maybe we can all meet up and stuff. That could be a lot of fun. On November 9th, I'm hosting the Dime Holiday Gift Making event. This is a free event. You do have to register for it. It's 90 minutes. They're going to talk all about making cute little accessories for, the holidays, like for tables, ornaments, all kinds of things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to put the link in the chat to register. And you're going to get coupon codes for special discounts on Dime products. You're going to get a free shipping code, and you're going to get this adorable little freestanding lace bow free when you register and attend the event. I stitched this one out, and for this one, I put Mylar underneath the lace before I stitched it. The only thing I wish I would have done different, I wish I would have used King Star metallic red thread. I just kind of just went right by me, didn't even think about it. But look how cute and adorable it is. You can put it on a special package, make a hair clip out of it. I thought about putting clips on the back of them, just clipping them onto branches of the tree. I think that would be really, really cute. I did stitch out another one, and I tried to give it more of like a Santa vibe where I did it in the white, the red, and the black. Do you think I accomplished that? Which one do you like better? This one or the one all in one color? But anyway, this is your free design you get for attending the event. It's free. Why not register? come hang out. It's interactive. You can ask questions, etc. Caroline says the Mylar looks good on the boat. It really does. In person, it looks just fabulous. On December 9th this year, it's the event you wait all year for. It's Embroidery Garden's 6th annual Favorite Things. And if you're not familiar with it, this is my huge holiday giveaway event. It live streams to Embroidery Garden's page and to the YouTube channel. It's just an event where I give away thousands of dollars of merchandise. So just as a little preview of what I've gotten so far to be given away, I'm going to read you a few things. We're only the second week of October. We're still 6 weeks out. I got lots more sponsors coming in. Something different this year. I had the official Embroidery Garden holiday favorite things webpage. If you go to embroiderygarden.com, again, there's a tab along the top that says annual favorite things. You can click on it, read all the details, see as I add more sponsors and what they're giving away. But this year, of course, I'm going to be giving away some gift cards, some design sets. A longtime contributor, Needlequirks, that's Caroline, is participating again. Rhonda from Stitch in Time is going to give away a gift card to her website. My friend Lisa participates every year. I thank her for her support. New sponsor this year, Durkee Hoops. They're going to be giving away a cap frame for either a home machine, single needle home machine, or your multi-needle machine. It's whatever the winner owns. Brent, who I've known for probably about 7 years, will be sending that directly to you. My friends at Sewing Machine Plus are giving away a combination sewing embroidery machine. So that's going to be fun. Heidi, who is a longtime contributor from Creative Embroidery by Designs, is participating again. My friend, Stephanie says, Stephanie Young, who is the craft coordinator for Siser, is going to be giving a one-on-one private Zoom class on either working with vinyl, using cutting machines software, embroidery. It's whatever you want, a one-on-one lesson. You can ask any questions you want. So that's going to be a great prize there. Siser North America is providing a prize pack that is going to be full of vinyl, accessories, and all kinds of things. Shannon Fabrics, my partners there, are contributing 2 cuddle kits to make a couple of small blankets and some cuddle yardage. My friends and partners at Dime Designs and Machine Embroidery are gathering up their giveaway right now, and I know it's going to be great. And my friends at Laserbee Studio, longtime contributors to Favorite Things, are generously giving away, it's a total of $300 in gift cards. And again, we're still 6 weeks out. So make sure that you set a reminder. This year on that official webpage, I have set up something where you can sign up to get an email, and you only get the one email like a few days prior to the event with the links to watch or reminding you to watch. And I have a calendar on there where you can just click a button and add it to your own personal Google Calendar or whatever you use to send you a reminder. So that's new this year. Let's see. I see a lot of things coming in. Sheila is saying that she likes my back pin. Where is it? It's right here. So this I created easily in my Lace Maker software. It's another Dime software. Literally, it was about 2 clicks to do it. Something else I created in my Lace Maker software is right back here. I don't know how well you can see it. Let me see if I can grab it. This was created in the software. Again, very quickly, very easily. It's got a little tea light under it. I turned it into a witch hat, added a little bat up here. This flower and the leaves are from the Embroidery Garden Flower Lace Collection. So, using a lot of this software, which we're going to be using one of them today, the Cut and Stitch software, it's all very easy to use. You're going to be kind of amazed, I think, at what you're going to be able to do with it. And I see Vicki says lots of great prizes there are, and there are so many more to come. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the banner down, bring it under the camera so we can get a good look at it. And I'm going to go ahead and change my camera view for right now. So you're looking at my table and I'm taking the banner down. I just wanted you to get an idea of it hanging up and how large this is. I had it hanging above my fireplace or, right below the mantle on the fireplace. And let me just kind of spread it out a little bit. But this is what I'm going to show you how to design using cut and stitch software. Let's see, I think I got it twisted a little bit. There we go. Okay, I think you can see it all or most of it. All right. Teresa says it's cute. Bonnie says I'm so creative. Thank you, Bonnie. But really, the software makes it so easy to do. So before we get into the actual parts of the banner, let's talk about the cut and stitch software. This is what I created it in. Cut and stitch software is one of the inspiration softwares from Dime. And what it does is it takes embroidery. It takes vinyl, like heat transfer vinyl. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about StripFlock, all these different types of vinyl and rhinestones, and kind of marries them all together. So you can create so many different things. What I'm showing you today is really just going to be a small part of what the software can do. You can get cut and stitch software from embroiderygarland.com. I am a licensed reseller of some Dime products. And if you go to embroiderygarland.com, along that top of that menu bar, you are going to see a category that says software. You click on it, and there's probably, maybe 6 different softwares that I carry that you can purchase directly from embroiderygarland.com. And right now, the software is on sale. I did want to see if I can't grab the link real quick for you. And I think I'm going to be getting some help with my live demos. So I won't have to be doing this. I'll have someone else doing this for me. Because it does get to be a little hard to, do all this myself, especially when there's so many people coming in. And I'm so excited to see that it's streaming to Facebook today. I've had some issues with that over the past few demos. Teresa purchased it a few weeks ago. That's wonderful. One other link I wanted to put up, and I did put these links up in a post in my group, in the Hoop Facebook group, and a post in my page on my Embroidery Gardens Facebook page. So this is the link to the official My Favorite Things this year, 6th year. So exciting. And I'll tell you, another thing that you should do is continue to follow Embroidery Gardens Facebook page, sign up for my newsletters, follow me on my other social media platforms. There's some fun things coming up 2024. Just to give you a little idea, we've got something brewing with hoop and press pads. I know a lot of you love those. So my partners at Dime and I, we got something going on with that. And Embroidery Garden is going to be cruising again. Those of you that came with me and everyone who went on, it was the 2019 cruise to the Caribbean. This time we're going to go to Alaska, and I'm super excited about that because I want to see whales, I want to see glaciers, I want to see mountains. So stay tuned for updates and things that I'll be providing. I see Sandy says, my favorite things are always her favorite things. Marianne loves the favorite things. Thanks for that link, Rhonda. Okay, so let's get into the banner a little bit. I really wish you guys could see this up close. It is so adorable. So let's just kind of break it down a little bit. And what you're going to see is, let's start with this one. So what I'm going to show you how to create, I'm breaking it down into 4 different little software demos. The first one, I'm going to show you how to do these letters. And if we look at the letters, we're going to see there is a vinyl background. That's at green. The cameras or the lights are kind of washing out the colors. But this is a really pretty like lime green. This is called Aurora. and it's a vinyl from Siser. You can get this on embroiderygarland.com also, but it's like the background of the letter. Then I used, for the applique part of the letter B, I used StripFlock. And I did the applique part. This is Kingstar metallic thread. It's their copper. Looks really, really cool. And then I did some faux rhinestones. And these are just done in an orange Siser HTV. So the first video is going to be how to create the letter. Then after we create the letter, I'm going to show you how to make the banner piece in the hoop. The actual banner. This is so quick, so easy. Then after we do the banner, I'm going to show you how to do the ghost. Now, all of these things here, except for the little ghost, are built in to cut and stitch software. The ghost, and he's kind of getting washed out, but if I turn it like this, you can see he is white, glitter HTV. The ghost is an SVG file, and all I did was Google free ghost SVG. This one came up. I liked them. And so I decided to use that in the banner. So what I wanted to show you was, yes, you can use built-in things. The pumpkin is built into the software. The web, the bats, all this clip art basically is built in. And then you can cut it from vinyl or turn it into stitches. And I'm going to show you all that. But I wanted to show you how to bring in something that was not built in to the software. So then after we do the ghost and, have the banner made, then I'm going to show you how I did some of these little embellishments. These things are so cute. They're just felt. Again, the pumpkin is built in. The ghost was something I brought into the software. The little bats are built in. All of these I did with heat transfer vinyl on them. The webs, those are built into the software, but I turned them into actual stitching. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but so that was clip art built into cut and stitch software, but I could turn it into stitching. So we're going to get into how I created each of these 4 different parts of the software. And then I'm going to take you through stitching one of the banner pieces. I'm going to show you how to, do these little, I can call them felties, I guess, because that's what they are. They're made out of felt. The banner is made out of, I used a black canvas material and I used felt on the back. So I did not put anything on the back of the canvas. Canvas is going to fray, a little bit. I personally don't care because to me that kind of adds more to the Halloween look. But if you didn't want it fraying, you could certainly iron SF 101 onto the backside of this piece before embroidering, and that would certainly cut down and eliminate the fraying on it. And then this garland, I bought it at Joann's. It was like on sale for, I think, 70% off when I got it. And I just thought that it looked cute, but you could use any kind of ribbon, twine. I actually took this whole garland apart. It did have just white, it's actually heavy thread going through it. And I had some of this black and white twine. And so I restrung all the little felt balls and these little beads, put my banners on and just, did some more, put my banner on, did some more, and just continued it on like that. So before we get started, are there any questions before I present the first demo of making the letter? What I'm going to show you is how to do the letter O. The letter B is exactly the same way. It's just a different letter. So let me look through the comments here for just a second. Rhonda says that she loves using glitter HTV and embroidery designs. It's like the newest, hottest, funnest thing there is. So, if you're not doing it, start doing it. Rhonda has got some really cute designs. Her site is stitchandtimedesigns.com. So, a lot of her designs lend themselves well to using HTV in them. And Rosanna says, thank you for doing cut and stitch tutorials, extremely helpful. What I like to do is I'm not here to teach you the software, the technical things of it. What I like to do, and what I have always liked to do in the past, is to come up with a project and show you the steps of how to create it yourself. And, I really try to do things very easily so that the majority of people can do it. Now, maybe you don't have the cut and stitch software. That's okay. You may still find this helpful because the techniques can lend themselves to other software. But again, what I'm using is cut and stitch software, and you can get it from embroiderygarland.com. So let's see. Teresa says that's how she's learning the software, is by, people presenting, projects and just getting in there and playing around with it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the demo for the letter. It's for the letter. Remember, the B and the O, the letters are all done the exact same way. So here we go. In cut and stitch software, I'm going to show you how to create the letter files. The B and the O are created the same way. We're going to create the O. So up in the upper left, I'm going to click the text tool and click in the design space. It opens up the text window on the right. I'm going to highlight the word text and I'm going to type in my capital O. I'm going to size it to be 2.75 inches high and hit apply. Go back to the left-hand side, click the select tool so that it selects the entire letter. And up at the top, I'm going to click applique. It's turned my artwork into an applique. I am going to come over to the applique window on the right, and under the word type, I'm going to change it to vinyl. This creates a vinyl applique, and I'm going to click apply. So this is our applique part for our letter. The only reason I used the vinyl was because I'm going to be using a Siser product, either StripFlock or Siser glitter that can be torn away. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So now with the letter O selected, I'm going to right click and I'm going to go down to utility, create outline. On the distance, I'm going to change the distance to 0.15 and click OK. This is going to be the tack down stitch for that green vinyl background behind my letter. With that selected, first let me make it fit the screen better. With that outline selected, I am going to right click, drop down to convert to, and click run. That opens up the run window on the right, and under type, I'm going to change it to bean. I like a bean stitch to tack this down rather than just a running stitch, and I'm going to hit apply. While it's selected, I'm going to go down to the bottom to the color palette, right click on a different color to change it. Each one of these steps is going to be a different color. I'm going to go back and select that same outline again, right click, drop down to utility, create another outline. This time I'm going to leave it at the default of 0.08 and hit OK. This now is going to be the placement for that green vinyl background. I'm going to right click, convert to a run. Over on the right hand side, it opens up the run window. And again at type, I'm going to leave it at standard. That's just going to be a running stitch, and that's what I want for the placement. So I'm going to click apply. Down along the bottom, I'm going to right click on a different color to change that color. So the next thing we need to create, we're going to click on that outline again, right click, and I'm going to drop down to utility, and I'm going to create another outline. I'm going to leave it at the default of 0.08 and hit OK. This outline is going to be my rhinestones, my faux rhinestones. So to create that, with it selected, I'm going to go up here at the top and click on Bling Stroke. And you can see that it puts the rhinestones around that outline. It opens up the Bling Stroke window over here on the right, and under bead, which is basically your rhinestone, There are different sizes you can choose. I kind of like the size of 10. I am going to change the spacing to 1.5, and that's only because that's what I like. I'm going to hit apply, and you can see that it changed it. So now that's our file to create our letter. The B would be created the exact same way. Over here under the sequence window, we can look and see that we need to reorder our design. We are creating the embroidery file, remember. So we need that placement, which was the green line, to stitch first. So I can right click on it, drop down to order, and click to back. And that makes it stitch first. After we've stitched the placement line to place that green vinyl, we need to tack it down. I'm going to choose that tack down we created, right click on it, click order, and just move it backward. So now if we look at our sequence, the first thing that stitches is the placement for the background, then the tack down for the background, then our applique letter. And then our rhinestone is last, but that's not going to be an embroidery file. So now that we have our design in order, we need to go up to File, click Save As, and first you're going to want to save this as the C2S format. This will make it easy to be able to edit in case you want to go back and change something. So name it what you want to name it, and then save it where you want to save it. Go back again to File, Save As, but this time use the drop-down menu, pick your embroidery machine format, name it what you want to name it, save it where you want to save it. So then you have your embroidery file ready to go. To create the SVGs that we need, I'm going to click on the applique. Now remember, you only need the SVG applique file if you are going to use maybe fabric or a different type of vinyl that doesn't tear. If you're using one that tears, like the glitter or the StripFlock, you don't need this file. But I'm going to go ahead and click on the applique, go up to the cutter, which looks like the little saw blade. You can see there is our applique file. Click Save. You can save it as an SVG, or there are other formats you can save it in. I use SVG. Name the file which you want to name it, save it where you want to save it. So now we need the file that's going to create the SVG for that green vinyl background. So I chose the placement that we created, and I'm going to right click on it and convert it back to artwork so that I can create the SVG file. I click on the cutter, there's my file. I'm going to click Save, and again, I use an SVG, but if there's a different format, you could choose that. Name the file which you want to name it, save it where you want to save it. And then the last thing that we need are the rhinestone file. So you have to select it, but if you use the cutter, you see there's nothing there. So to save a rhinestone file, go up to File, click Export Bling. It opens up the window where you can see the file that you need. Again, under Type, save it to whatever type you need for your cutter. I use an SVG. Click Save. Name it what you want to name it. Save it where you want to save it. And it's as easy as that to create the letter. And again, the B is created the exact same way. All right. So does anyone have any questions on that? So that was how easy I created the letter. Let's just kind of look at the letter again. And, you know, again, the B and the O are exactly the same. When I talked about that placement, that's where I need to place this green vinyl. I cut an SVG. I use an SVG file to cut out this B so that it cut perfectly. It fit perfectly down inside of that placement line that I stitched. Then it tacked it down. You can see the stitches on the green vinyl. Then after it stitched it down, then on this one, since I'm using StripFlock that could be torn away, the file, what it actually does is it creates a placement. I put my piece of StripFlock down with the carrier sheet removed, and then it stitches the entire outline of the bee. You can see that it also puts, when I chose that vinyl applique, it also put what Dime calls a trapping stitch going around. It's this running stitch. So, some people get concerned that maybe satin stitches will, make your vinyl, it'll cut through it and have it pull out. Well, they put this cool little trapping stitch in here, and it goes around the inner letters too, so that, it holds it down. Of course, you're going to press it to really secure it, but that's how that works. And then I use the SVG that I did for the rhinestones. And again, these are the faux rhinestones, meaning they're not real stones. This is just glitter HTV, placed it over, the bee, and then fused it down. So that's how easy it was to do the letters. So are there any questions about that? Rhonda says she hasn't tried StripFlock yet, but she's looking forward to it. Yeah, StripFlock is real fun to work with. It comes in a ton of colors. Those of you that, I'm going to be grabbing another link here. Those of you that, maybe you have a cutter or you want to do some things with, HTV or some of the other vinyl products, etc., and you just really don't know where to start or what to do, join my friend Stephanie's Facebook group. And I'm putting the link in right now. Stephanie is the craft coordinator for Siser, and she has a Facebook group, and she does a demo every week over some type of Siser product, whether it's sublimation, whether it's DTV, whether it's PSV, whether it's HTV. You will know what all these little acronyms stand for. Join her group and you will learn a lot of different things. Let's see, I was looking to see, okay, the font. Now this is important. In cut and stitch software, there are no fonts, okay? What you use are true type fonts. And what a true type font is, it's one of those fonts that, you buy a computer, it's already installed on your computer. So you open up a program like Word and start typing, and you can use the drop-down menu, choose the style that you want, a different font name. Those are the type of fonts this program uses. And you can also download true type fonts. You can purchase true type fonts, and all you do is install them on your computer, and then they show up in the software. So the font that I used was called Keep On Truckin', just like back in the 70s, that everyone was saying keep on truckin'. And it came from 1001fonts.com. And I think I saw a question earlier too about these files that I've created. Now, the files that I've created, I cannot give to you, I cannot sell to you, because the font, the Keep On Truckin' font, the terms of use on it are, it's for personal use only, which means I can download it, I can make something with it, but I can't download it, make something with it, give it to someone, or sell it to someone. The same thing with the little embellishments and little designs that come out of cut and stitch software. I can't, just give those to you. So the whole idea of this demo is to show you how easy it is for you to create this stuff yourself. Hi, Jeanette. Don't worry. You're late. That's okay. You can rewatch this on Embroidery Garden's YouTube channel or on the Facebook page. And Brenda's getting her hashtag garden in. If you just came in late, remember to type in hashtag garden. Oh, I didn't even tell you what the giveaway was. My partners at Shannon Fabrics have given me some prizes to give away during my lives. And this one is this Sweet Strips pack. There are 5 different little cuddle strips in it. You can use it, for a blanket. You would have to get a backing fabric. But, if you haven't worked with cuddle, this is a great way to start working with it. You have to be in the U.S. to have this shipped to you. If you win, you're out of the U.S., you're going to get a gift card to embroiderygarden.com. So this is the prize. Brenda says, wow, what a great giveaway. Yeah, I'm so lucky to work with so many great companies in this industry, and for them to be so supportive of me. All right. Oh, yeah. Everybody's putting in their hashtag garden now. All right, so the next demo that I'm going to show, and let's see, I'm trying to get mine here in order. We're actually going to create the actual banner. So let's just kind of look at the banner a little bit. So I know this whole thing is a banner, but I'm calling each individual, piece is a banner. So you're going to see how I took just a drawing shape and created this banner. I don't know if you can see that. It's really just kind of a little buttonhole that I created in the software. And what I did was I punched a hole in it and to put my string through. If you want an eyelet, you could easily do that. All you would do is create a circle, right click, change it to satin stitch, and you'd have a little eyelet. So you can really do whatever you want to do. I mean, it's really up to you. But the next part of the demo is going to show you how I actually created this banner. And it's going to fit in a 5x7 hoop. So anybody can do this. What I did want to show you also too was if you watched my live, it was Stephanie's live that I was a guest on. I did these letters, and since I saved them, I was able to resize them, because if you save them in the native format of the Dime software, you can easily just resize them. But I took them and I just took those little craft bags that you get at Michael's or somewhere, and I put the letters on them. I boxed the corners a little bit so they'll stand up, but I did the same thing with the little embellishments. This time the ghost, though, this came right out of Cut and Stitch software, and you can see he has an embroidered face. You're able to do that in the software. So I took this project, created a new project, and before the demo is over, I'm actually going to have one more project that you could use these for. So I'm going to look to see if there's any questions. Sarah's going to get started on snowballs. It is the time right now. Embroidery Garden has several sets of snowballs that you can get at embroiderygarden.com. So I'm going to go ahead now, and we're going to do the demo on creating the banner. I've left my letter O up on the design workspace, and I'm going to show you how to create the banner. I'm going to go up to the drawing tool along the top menu bar, click the drop down menu, and choose rectangle. I'm going to hold down my left mouse and just draw a rectangle shape. I'm going to go over to the left hand side and click on select to select it. Under transform, I'm going to change the size. I'm going to input my own number, so make sure that maintain aspect ratio is unchecked. For the width, I'm going to change it to 4.99. And for now, I'm going to put the height at 6.25. My banner is going to fit into a 5x7 hoop. While it's selected, I'm going to go ahead and click along the ruler. I'm going to right click and choose center origin, just because I like to have things centered. With it selected, I want to change the shape up a little bit. I don't want it to just be a rectangle, although you could leave it like that if you wanted to. I'm going to go over to the left-hand side and click the point edit tool and drop down to the bottom of my rectangle and right click at the center bottom. I'm going to click add a point, and now it has put a little node there, and all I'm going to do is just kind of drag it down a little bit so that it changed the shape of it. And let me get this so you can actually see it in the window. So you can see I just took that little node and drug it down a little bit, keeping it centered, and now I gave it a little rounded bottom. I'm going to go back and select it with the select tool. Let's go back and check the size under transform. The size, the height now is 6.97. I could change it to 6.99 just to maximize that 5x7 hoop. So this is my basic banner file. This is a drawing right now. So while it is selected, I need to right click on it, click convert to, and change it to a run stitch. Let's look under the run window, which is right here. And the type says standard. I want it to be a bean stitch because I think that's going to look a little bit nicer, and click apply. So now it's a bean stitch. We need to create an eyelet or some type of little buttonholes, ovals, whatever you want to call them, to run our string through, our ribbon through, to hang our banners. So I'm going to go back up to the drawing tool along the top menu bar, click that little drop down, and this time I'm going to pick rounded, and I'm just going to make a shape that kind of just looks like a, I don't know, a little buttonhole. I don't want an actual buttonhole on here. I just want this shape. I'm going to hit the select tool to select it, and I'm going to go over to the size, which is under transform, and I want this to be about 0.2 inches wide. It's really just a guide for me, so the size, it's not a big deal, but I'm going to change the height to be 0.5 and hit apply. I'm going to take that and just kind of move it over on the left-hand side near the top, leaving a little bit of space between the top of the banner and where I'm placing the, I'm going to call it an eyelet. While it's selected, I'm going to go up to the top and hit copy, paste. And now I have another one that I'm going to just kind of move over to the opposite side. I'm going to select both of them, and I need to convert these to a run. So right click, convert to run. Go over to the run window and open it. It looks like that little S, backwards S. And I'm going to make that be a bean stitch also and hit apply. I do want these to make sure that they are centered. So I'm going to go up to my align tool and click top align, which just kind of align them going up and down basically. And I can see they're pretty much centered. Here's my center mark. And all I'm going to do is just hit Control and move it over a couple of clicks. Or I can just move it like this. And that looks good to me. So let's go over here to our window, our sequence window. We see that it's going to stitch our banner, and then it's going to stitch the little eyelets that I call them. So then all you would do, I already have my banner is centered on my page. I could select my letter, go ahead and along this ruler, right click, center that. So now I have my letter centered in my banner. If you want to move it down a little bit, you don't want it exactly centered, go ahead and select it, move it down. I found that when I did it, when I just centered it, it was good. It was where I wanted it to be. We go over and we look at our sequence window. We can see that everything is still in sequence because I already had my letter there. Our letter needs to stitch first. Then after it stitches all the parts of the letter, then it's going to stitch our banner. And that's how easy it is to make the banner. I could save this file, save as, and save this as, you know, here I called it banner O. And I would save it again in the C2S format to make it easy to edit. And if I just want to save my banner, I could select that O, and I could just delete it for right now because I already saved it, and then just go ahead and save my banner file. File, save as, save it again as C2S, and go back also and resave it again as your machine embroidery file. And that's how easy it is to create the banner. All right, so the banner was really easy to create. A couple of questions that came through. I saw Ginger is asking if this is all being done in one software. Yes, it is. It's all being done in the cut and stitch software from Dime. I just broke it down into 4 sections to make it, you know, a little bit easier to understand and, you know, kind of keep it flowing a little bit. Ginger also asked how long I have cut and stitch software on sale for. It'll be on sale for a little bit, but I do plan on doing more demos with not only cut and stitch software, but other software from Dime. So, if you get it, you could even probably follow along with me during some of the demos. So let's check to see if there are any other questions coming in. Everyone is still typing in #garden. That's good. I took it down off the screen because I didn't know if it was going to be in the way during the video, so I just took it down. But get your #garden in. And we have to create 2 more things. The next is I'm going to show you how to do the ghost. Let's look at him again. Now remember, this is the ghost that I found a free SVG file and brought into the software. Also, I turned his little face into embroidery stitching. So this is how, this is the next little demo, how to bring in an SVG or, clip art that is not already built into the software. So I don't see any questions. You can also do the banner. You cut the banner out by a cutting machine. You could cut the banner out by a cutting machine. I chose to do it in embroidery because with cut and stitch software, you can turn it into embroidery stitches and in the hoop banner. But you could definitely save that banner file as an SVG in the software and cut it out of, whatever you want to do. Cardstock. You could do the whole thing out of cardstock and vinyl, vinyl if you wanted to. All right, so the next part that we're going to do is doing that little ghost. So let's watch to see how that's done. I'm going to show you how to create the ghost banner. I searched for a free SVG file of a ghost, and to bring it into cut and stitch software, I'm going to click on File, Import Artwork. Find your ghost and click Open. Here's the little ghost that I found, and I decided I wanted to rotate him a little bit to give him some personality. I'm going to go up to the transform window in the upper right, and I'm going to change his size. I'm going to make his width be 3.9 and click Apply. So now the little ghost, his outline, I'm going to click on the outline because that's the part I want to turn into an applique. I'm going to go up to the top menu, click Applique. When the applique window opens up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change it to vinyl like I did my other banner pieces. Now that he is turned into an applique, I'm going to select the mouth and the eyes. I'm going to right click, click Convert, and click Complex Fill. Now his eyes and his mouth are a fill. I can come down to the bottom and change the color. I can also change the color of the ghost if I want to. And that's how easy it was to create the ghost banner. But if we look over here in the sequence window, since I already had the banner file brought up, I do need to move it so that it stitches last. So if I click on it, click Order, I can bring it to the front. And now over in the sequence window, we have the ghost stitching, his eyes stitching, and then the banner stitching. And that's how I made the ghost. The pumpkin I made the exact same way, except the pumpkin is built into cut and stitch. If you go under Craft Shapes on the left, go down to Holidays and Party, Halloween, there's the pumpkin that I used. And I basically did the exact same steps to turn that into the pumpkin banner. All right, you saw how easy it was just to take an SVG file that you find on the internet that you can use, that has terms of use that you can use, and turn it into a cute little applique. So Kim says she wants this software. Yeah, you do, because it is just so easy to use and so fun. Remember, you can get it at embroiderygarden.com. Go to the top menu bar and click on software. There'll be a drop-down menu, and you can choose cut and stitch. You will get your serial number because you do need to have a serial number to activate the software immediately. It is actually comes on your order confirmation that you get. It's right there, and then you get a separate email with that number in it also. Caroline says, it's amazing what you can do with the right tools. Yeah, and just a little bit of imagination and you can create whatever you want. I've got other ideas that I'm thinking about in the software too. Again, I really love to present a project to you. If you want to learn how to use the software, all the technical parts of it, Dime does have every other week, their lead educator, Ashley Jones, picks a Dime software and goes through, creating something and a lot of the technical aspects. That's not me. I'm not, a real techie kind of person. I want to create, I want to make projects, and then I want to share them with you. And Debbie says she needs to play with her cut and stitch. Yes, you do. Get it out, play with it. That's the only way you're going to learn something. All right, so let's just take one quick look at the ghost, because I did mention how I did the ghost. I used the Siser orange glitter, and I also made his mouth and his eyes and his nose an applique with black glitter. And it was the same thing that I showed in the video where I chose the eyes and the mouth on the ghost and I turned it into fill stitching. I did the same thing. I chose the parts and I turned it into an applique. Very, very easy to do. So the last part, now I'm going to show you how to create, the last part is going to be how to do these little embellishments. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to stitch out a banner and how I stitched the little embellishments. So let's go ahead and watch that, and then we'll get into some stitching. Now I'm going to show you how I created some of the embellishments that I added to my banners. These are all built into Cut and Stitch software. So I'm going to go on the left-hand side, click Craft Shapes. I'm going to drop down to Holidays and Party, and then click Halloween. The first one I used was the bat. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. The first thing I did was I rotated him a little bit because I wanted to get a true size of his width. Then we go over to the transform window and I'm going to change the size. I'm going to change the width to 2.25. You want to keep all of these embellishments small. So don't go more than 2¼ inches on any of them. So right now, this is going to be my cut file. So I would go up to the cutter. I showed you how to save the files before. Do it the exact same way. Save it where you want, name it what you want. But the embroidery machine is going to stitch 2 pieces of felt together and in the shape of the bat with a space, and then you're just going to fuse, iron on the bat to the felt. So we need to create that stitch line. So while he's selected, I'm going to right click, drop down to Utility, Create Outline. I'm going to bump the outline up to 0.1. And under where it says bevel, I'm going to change that to round because I feel that it gave him a better shape. So let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see that better. Down here, you can see that there is a kind of a little jog there that I don't like. So I went over to the left-hand side, click the shape tool, and that put all these little nodes around him. All I'm going to do is select the one that I don't like and hit delete. And that looks great. I'm going to hit the select tool, select that outline because it is not stitches at this point. It's just a drawing. So I'm going to right click, come down to convert to a run, but I'm going to, under type, I'm going to choose a bean stitch. So when I apply that though, notice how it like cuts off the little tops of his ears. I don't really like that too much. So if I go back to the stitch length here and change that to 2.5, it'll round him out a little bit better. So now at this point, this is stitching, and I would go ahead and click File, Save As, and I'm just going to save it as my machine format. I don't really need to save it as a C2S file. A couple of clicks. If I needed to redo it, I could go back and do it again. So basically, that was the bat. I'm just going to get rid of him. Let's see, what else did I create? I created the web. So let's go back to the craft shapes. Same category, Halloween, holidays and parties and Halloween. Here's the web that I used, and I'm going to click OK. I'm going to resize that, and I size this one to 1.8 and hit apply. While it's selected, right click, drop down to convert to satin. And basically, that is the embroidery file. I am going to put that outline around again so that it stitches the two pieces of felt together. So while it's selected, I'm going to right click, utility, create an outline, bump it up to 0.1 and hit OK. Right now, that is just a drawing. So while it's selected, I'm going to right click, convert to a run. Here's the run property here. It looks like a backwards S. And I'm going to change that to a bean stitch and hit apply. So at this point, I'm ready to save my web design as my embroidery file. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. And I'm going to show you, let's see, one more that I created. And let's go into the craft shapes again. And I'm going to grab that pumpkin. I'm going to come over to the transform window, change the size. I'm going to drop this down to 2 inches. Remember, I don't want to go too much bigger than 2 inches. While it's selected, I'm going to, this again, right now, this is my cut file. So I would go up to the cutter, the little saw, save it. And then to create that outline, while the artwork is selected, I'm going to right click, go down to utility, create outline. Again, the same thing where I'm going to bump it up to 0.1. I think on this one, I may have, for the joins, selected round and hit OK. And then there's my outline. Again, right now, that's just drawing. So I'm going to right click on it, convert to, run, go back up to the run window and open it. And under type, I'm going to select bean and hit apply. And then I would save this outline as the embroidery file in my embroidery format. The ghost, I did it basically the exact same way, brought that same SVG that I used earlier back in, sized it, did the outline around it. So that's how easy it is to create the embellishments. And now we're going to get ready to stitch everything out. All right, so that's how easy it was to do those little embellishments. And you know, those little embellishments can be used for other things too. Let's just look at them again. And you know, like this little pumpkin, wouldn't that be cute to take it and put a little hair clip on the back of it? Or instead of doing, you know, a whole big banner, make a bunch of little different, you know, these little different, I'm going to call them felties just because that's kind of what they are. And string those onto yarn or rope, anything like that. And you would have, you know, basically a different project again. Brenda asked a question. She said that she has PEP that she barely uses. Is cut and stitch easier? PEP is Perfect Embroidery Pro. That's Dime's like full-blown digitizing software. You can do anything in that. If you know how to digitize, you can create a banner like this. You may not be able to use the exact same little shape that I did because some of those are probably not available in there. Dime does these little, what they call inspiration software programs. So cut and stitch is one of those, and it kind of focuses on certain techniques. Cut and stitch focuses on SVG files, rhinestones, embroidery with vinyl, you know, those kind of things. So Brenda, you saw, you know, how I'm sitting here creating this. So it is pretty easy, but, you know, to learn your software that you have, you got to use it. That's the only way you're going to learn. Let's see. Caroline's got a good idea. She likes to take a skewer and glue it to the back of the felties and use them as plant sticks. See, there are so many ideas that you can come up with to use this. So like I said earlier, I did those little craft bags. I made a banner. I gave you some other ideas as we've been going along. And before we get done, I'm going to give you one more idea. And everyone says they're going to be rewatching this. Yeah, you can rewatch it on Embroidery Garden's Facebook page or YouTube channel. And if you have the software, kind of watch it. You can stop the video and stitch along, create along with it. Let's see. How would you send it to Scan and Cut using SVG? You have to use a USB stick. Save it to your USB. That's what I did. I got all my files together, put them on a USB stick, took them to my Scan and Cut them all out at once, and then started doing the embroidery part. Ginger, is the software freestanding software? Yeah, it's freestanding software. It's not any type of machine-specific software. So yeah, it would be considered a standalone software. It's not connected to any brand of machine or any specific cutter or anything like that. Okay, so let's see. So that's the black felt showing through the pumpkin eyes and nose. Yes, it is on the little felties. So let's see, on this one, let me pull it up here a little bit. Yeah, since I cut it, I didn't want to have to, stitch a mouth and all that. So all I did was I cut the eyes and the mouth out. And then when I pressed it to the black piece of felt, it looks like, I've stitched that or somehow, created that when I didn't. The felties are 2 pieces of felt, and we're going to get into doing this next. And I like to use 2 pieces of felt just because it's firmer. Just makes a nicer little thing to me. So that's why I created the outlines to stitch the 2 pieces together. And that's what I'm going to be showing here right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the banner piece. And let me just kind of move my banner up here to the top and bring in what I use to create the banner. So I'm using a cutaway stabilizer. I've hooped it in my 5x7 hoop. And I hooped my canvas. And this is just black canvas. And again, I kind of chose the black canvas just because I had it. And again, if you did not want it to fray, because you can see that it does fray, you could iron SF 101 onto the back side. That's a single-sided, like interfacing, fusible interfacing, and it would keep it from fraying. I did not do it on my pieces. If they fray, I think that's okay. This is Halloween. Plus, if they fray, all you're going to do is you're going to see the black, felt behind it. So, that's, to me, that's perfectly fine. So again, I hooped the stabilizer, I hooped my canvas, and I went ahead and stitched the first step of the little ghost banner, and that is the placement for the banner. Now I am going to be using Siser Glitter HTV, and then I have my piece of felt that's going to go on the back side of the hoop. But there's a question to answer. You open cut and stitch software inside of the embroidery tool shed from Dime, which is correct, Cindy. The embroidery tool shed from Dime is free software. It's free editing software that you can do simple editing with, like copy, paste, rotate things, bring in a couple different designs, merge them together how you want, save it. You can also print templates from the free embroidery tool shed software, which you can download from Dime. And so if it's very handy to have, and it's free, so why not get it? Another question, Nanette says, if you purchase the software today and they have new designs, maybe the clip art that's built in there, is there an update? Whenever Dime updates, upgrades their software, it's free. Once you buy the software, you have it, and anything they add to it, some of their software, they may come back and add fonts to it. They may add more clip art to it. They may add features to it, and it's free. You don't pay for any upgrades. And Dime software also works on Macs. So if you're a Mac user, Ginger, yeah, you will be opening this up inside of the tool shed. And actually, if you download the tool shed, what you can do is over on the side, All of the dime software is listed. You can play with it. You can do everything in the software that comes in that software, use all the features. The only thing you can't do is save it. So you can't save it. You can't stitch it out. You have to buy the specific pieces of software, activate them with the serial number you get, and then you can use, the save feature. But you can go in and you can play around, which I think is a great thing that Dime has done. All right, so let's get back to stitching the banner out so you can see how that's done. Okay, again, I've already stitched the first step, which was just the outline. I am going to stitch this with Siser glitter, and it's kind of hard to see because it's really shiny under my light. But to use it, it has a carrier sheet on it. You have to remove the carrier sheet. So take that off. Do not stitch through that. So then you're going to take this and place it over top of your ghost. And I do like to tape it down just because, it's a little slippery. It might slide around on you. Just make sure that you have that entire placement covered. And I'm just going to tape it down, and we're going to take this over to the machine. So what it's going to stitch now, let's get this going. It's going to tack it down, and it's going to do the satin stitch outline. So remember, in my demo, you could choose applique to take any of these files and turn them into an applique. So an applique has those 3 steps we all know. It has the placement step. Then the machine stops. You put down your fabric, your vinyl, whatever you're using. Step 2 stitches the tack down. It tacks it down all the way around. The machine stops. You trim. And then the last step is your satin stitch or whatever finishing step it has. In my demo, I chose applique, but then I changed it to vinyl. So it made it the vinyl applique. And that's what you want to use when you're going to be using the Siser products like HTV glitter or the StripFlock. I don't know if Stephanie's on here. There could be a couple of other Siser products that once it's done with that satin stitch, you can just easily tear it away. You don't need that placement, or I'm sorry, that tack down stop. So when you choose vinyl, it will make the placement, the machine stops. You take your carrier sheet off of your vinyl or StripFlock, place it down, and then it tacks it down, and it does the applique all in one step. And that's what it's doing right now. That's what it's stitching right now. You see, it's already started the applique, and what it puts down to is that trapping stitch. Remember, I showed you that? For those of you that are late, let's just kind of look at that again. And you could probably best see it on one of these letters, because the letters were done with StripFlock. The purple is the StripFlock. So this running stitch here inside of the satin stitch is what Dime calls a trapping stitch. And again, some people get concerned that all of the perforations from a satin stitch going back and forth may cut your vinyl or something. So what they do is they put this trapping stitch in on the inside of it. So that will keep it from happening if you are, concerned that that's going to happen. But you will use that vinyl applique feature if you're going to use one of the products that you could just tear away, because it's not going to stop for a tack down. So just know that it won't stop if you do it like that. But you can also use the applique, do the exact same way. Do you have to use vinyl? No, you can use fabric and for the appliques and make these if you want. If you were going to do fabric though, and let's say you're going to do, the little embellishments, like the little ghost here. Whoops, let me get it in there. You're going to want to put like a double-sided fusible onto the back of your fabric and then put it down, because you want it to stick and you really don't want that to fray. And Billy, thank you for joining me, comes up with the comment. She just loves the projects that I come up with, and she learns so much. Again, I I like to go back to what I call my roots. And my roots for me are creating projects. Yes, I love to, design and create, in the hoop designs. That's a passion. But I also like to take, what I create and then show you a project with it. That's what I really, really love. All right, so let's see how it's going over there at the machine. You can see it's almost done stitching. Remember, get your hashtag garden in for the Shannon Fabrics Sweet Strips pack that will be mailed to you. If you're out of the US, you will get a gift card to embroiderygarden.com instead. And Marcia says she has Brothers PE Design 11 and Dime's Perfect Embroidery Pro and Cut and Stitch, and she thinks Dime is much easier to use. Yeah, I have those same softwares that you have too, but I've been using PE Design for many, many, many years. So I find it, easy to use also, but that's the thing with software. You have to use it to get better at it. So I'm going to go back to the table. I'm going to take off the hoop off the machine. At this point, let me get these out of the way again. And at this point, the applique is done. So what I'm going to do is just tear it away. And I like to do it a little bit slowly to make sure, if you have any kind of little nooks or crannies that you want to get it out of, they'll come out better if you go slow, but you can always use tweezers to pull it out. So at this point now, the ghost applique is done. What I like to do at this point, I want to fuse, I have a thread there. I want to fuse my vinyl down, but I don't want to press it from the front side. I don't want to take the chance of, squishing my satin stitch, etc. So I'm going to use a hoop and press pad, Embroidery Gardens hoop and press pad. This is the 5x7. They are at embroiderygarden.com. You can get them in bundles. You can get them individually, and they are on sale now too. So I use the hoop and press pad. Let me get that out of the way. I'm just going to place it right side down on top of the pad. This is a non-slip surface. Turn it over. I have my little iron. A lot of people ask me about this iron. It's the Cricut mini iron. And really the only reason I use it is because I'm in a confined area. I can't get my big iron over here, but I do like to use my big iron. I don't know if my, if this was heated up enough to really fuse this down. And there's a reason why I want to fuse it down. The next step that's going to come are these eyes and mouth. And have you ever had what they call snowball or snowplow happens? And it's, if I didn't fuse this vinyl down and I stitch the eyes, you're going to get like some little wrinkles here. And that's called snow plowing. So that's the reason why I want it fused down at this point. And I can fuse it down easily with the hoop and press pad underneath my hoop. So I'm just going to say that that's fused down. I don't know if my little iron was actually hot enough at this point. But now the next step that's going to stitch are those little eyes and mouth. So I do have to, change my thread over to the black thread. And I'm going to tell you there's a reason why I decided to stitch the ghost out for you. Let me get my machine threaded and I'll tell you the reason why I chose the ghost. All right, well, it only takes like a minute to stitch those two eyes and mouth. Okay, so the reason I chose the ghost to show you to actually stitch is because, I don't need an extra letter B. I don't need an extra letter O because I'm not actually going to, make another banner. So this is what I'm going to do with my little ghost. I am going to add the little embellishments to it, the little felties to it. But what I did was in cut and stitch software again, I typed the word boo, drew a circle with that drawing tool, and I copied and pasted until I had enough for the length of ribbon I wanted to use. I cut it out of HTV black glitter and applied it to my ribbon. So my back side looks nice. My front side looks nice. And what I'm going to do with my little ghost, when he's done, he's not going to be on, you know, he's not going to have this string going through him. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack the ends of the ribbon up here at the top. I think I have some Halloween buttons, some Halloween themed buttons. And I'm just going to kind of either glue or just hand stitch a button right here on the sides real quick. And then this is just going to be a little door hanger. One of our grandsons loves Halloween. He loves little ghost. So I'm just going to hang it on the doorknob, I think. So it's another little idea, you know, that you can use what I'm trying to show you how to do here today. So the eyes are done. So it's time to take the hoop off the machine. Okay, you see the eyes. I got a little thread here I need to trim. At this point, I'm going to put it back over top of my hoop and press pad because I'm going to take my piece of black felt, place it over the back side, and I'm going to tape it down. Let me grab a couple pieces of tape here. And the hoop and press pad, what it allows me to do is to press down on the back side of this hoop so that I know that my tape is adhered well. Because how many times have you put something on the back side, flipped it over, gone to your machine, and it's either fallen off or, you know, a corner folds or something like that. So the next step is going to actually stitch the banner piece going around. Now, at this point, I am going to change my bobbin thread to black. You know, necessarily, I wouldn't probably take, you know, the time to change it for a demo. But again, I want to use this. I want to be able to use this little ghost. And I want him to look nice on the backside. So then after we do the banner here, then I'm going to show you quickly the little embellishments. I've already got them stitched out. And I just pulled my thread out. But it's going to go around, stitch the outline of that banner and those little like buttonholes, whatever you want to call them, that I put in there. So I'm going to look to see if there's any questions. Yeah, Kim, I could do that. Kim is suggesting that I take the banner, and what I would do is I did put fray check on here, but I just punched a hole in there to get my little string going through. But I could actually cut out, you know, cut a slit in there. I know it's hard to see because it's black on black, but I could bring the end of my little ribbon through it if I wanted to. That's a great idea. Barbara says, if I attach the ribbon close to his hands, he could be jumping rope. That's a good idea too. I could make it a little bit shorter, and he could be maybe holding his own little banner that says boo. That's another great idea. See how everyone feeds off of everyone when you do something like this. And I love that. You know, so many ideas for one project pop up, and that's great. Okay, so this is almost done. It's actually just going to stitch the other little buttonhole, eyelet, whatever you want to call it, whatever it would do. And then we're going to do the embellishments, and they are so quick and so easy. So I'm going to pull that off the machine now. Let me kind of clean up the space here so we can actually see what we're doing. All right, so the banner is done. And basically all it is taking it out of the hoop. I would use a straight edge and, you know, trim this like 1/4 inch all the way around, and then use my scissors and round out the bottom here. Put fray check on these little areas where I have my eyelets, buttonholes, whatever you want to make. And then it's ready to string onto your string, rope, whatever you're going to use. Here's the back side. Looks nice and clean. Nothing showing on it. So that's how I would do that. To do the little felties that I've been calling them. I hooped a piece of felt. Remember, we made those outline stitches, and I put another piece of felt on top so that it's actually two pieces. It just makes it nicer. It makes it be a little bit more sturdy. And then I just stitched that bed outline. I stitched the pumpkin outline. You could put several in a hoop if you wanted to, but then they would come out. And I am going to use my hoop and press pad, just like as a little pressing pad this time. Put that on there. I've already cut out my my pumpkin and my little bat. The bat is hard to see. If I hold it up here, you can see that outline of the bat, the outline of the pumpkin. And then all I would do is line my pumpkin up. See, I don't need a placement stitch for this. It's just too easy to line that up inside of that outline. Take my little iron, which I believe, whoops, you know what? I am going to put darn it, I did not bring a pressed cloth over here, so I'm going to use a piece of paper. I think that'll work. Let me see where it's at underneath here. And just hold this on here and let it adhere. Again, I usually use my big iron for these things. And then we're just about done. And I hope that all of you have enjoyed this demo. Remember to get the cut and stitch software from embroiderygarland.com. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, follow Embroidery Garden's Facebook page, join my In the Hoop Facebook group. When I see these things happening, I see interaction on my page, etc. It encourages me to offer more free content for you. So let's see if this adhered. Yep, it looks great. Let me bring it up here a little bit. See how it's just so easy to place it in there. So now all I would do is, I'd adhere the bat on exact same way. I can see how he would fit in there, fuse him down, and then just cut around here about 1/8 of an inch. And then all I did was take the little pieces and just glue them down. To do the web, remember this one is embroidery. So I hooped a piece of black felt. I stitched out the web. I put the piece underneath the hoop, and then it stitched the outline, which stitched it together. Then I went ahead and I trimmed around it. And that's how easy those were to do. So, see how really easy this is to do. And again, you can rewatch this and you can follow my instructions that I gave you. So are we ready to do the drawing for the Sweet Strips bundle pack? Remember, if you're in the US, it's mailed to you. If you're out of the US, you're going to get a gift card to embroiderygarland.com. So we're going to get ready here to pick the winner. Let me bring up the page. All right, I'm going to click draw. Hurry up. Last chance to get your hashtag garden put in. And we're going to see who the winner is live. So here we go. The winner of the Shannon Fabrics Sweet Strips pack is Yolande Dalator. So Yolande, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Just give me a message via Facebook, send me an email via my website, give me your name and your address, and I will get this out to you. And let me get back to where I'm at. All right, so are there any questions before I let you go today? Remember, Cut and Stitch software is on sale at embroiderygarland.com. And please follow Embroidery Garland on Facebook, Instagram, join my In the Hoop Facebook group, subscribe to my YouTube channel. When I see these things happening, I see you interacting with Embroidery Garland's Facebook page. It encourages me to offer you more free content, more free projects like this, more demos. And if you have an idea for something that you would like me to show, send me an email and I'll see if I can do it. I've already got November's demo planned out. So watch for that announcement on Embroidery Garland's Facebook page coming soon. All right, so I see everyone saying thank you. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Have a great day.